let's give it like a few minutes for any viewers to come in if they want to. Just make sure everything's consistently working.
I have Phoenix Wright music playing for the start of my stream.
Is there a way for me to get a preview of the courtroom?
Yeah, I can send you the courtroom like picture.
Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Not like the courtroom, just like the room we're in, like real time.
Oh, yeah. If you go to the Ooze or Lose thing, the video.ninja. The second link is the what I'm streaming.
I should have guessed that. I clicked that the first time, and it was just. I thought it was just.
Congrats to hitting 50.
Oh yeah, thank you.
By the way, they can hear us in the stream, so just for if that was intended or not.
Yeah, that's intended, that they can hear us.
Alright.
Yeah. I have a chat redeem that I have turned off for this that lets chat like pet the slime and squish it.
Wait, you're affiliate? Damn.
No, you don't.
You're right.
No. Using a bot, they can use like a redeem for like channel points. And so when they do it, the bot sees that they've redeemed it and it'll play a thing on my stream. So I don't need to be affiliate to do it.
Alrighty.
My ad break ends in 1 minute, and then I'll throw people on probably my chatting screen.
Yeah. Oh, we need to do the like share stream thing, so we can all have shared chat. Alright, so how do I do this shit again? Collaboration, invite guests. Board in orbit. Darian.
I think I can. Throw myself into yours.
There we go. I sent you guys invites to it.
Join.
And then start sharing chat. There we go. Now we have shared chat.
I have infiltrated. Not hearing my own voice is awful. Mute the ooze.
That's how I feel about it.
Imagine how much I cringe whenever I rewatch my VODs back.
Oh god.
You'll get used to it.
Every time I do a different
But you have to
song
understand,
cover, it's never good enough for
I
me to
do
actually
longer
post.
streams often. So after a while, I just like shut down.
Oh, if you do longer streams, it's even easier because you can speed it up, thereby somewhat altering your
That does not work
voice to speed.
Sadly.
Hmm?
That doesn't work for my brain, sadly. Like I can't
Nah.
mentally handle the speed up. I can't know what's going on.
Just make it 1.3 or something, or 1.5. Like it doesn't have to be.
I've tried. It's just it doesn't help with because I rewatch them to try and find clips. But yes, my people are now on my chatting screen, and we are just waiting for everyone to be nice, set up, and ready.
Yep.
Yep.
I can't wait for everything to go perfectly right.
Like it always does.
Yeah.
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 Beautiful.
Oh,
Bad
Oh,
things
man,
don't
my voice
happen
is
to
fine.
good people like me.
Oh gosh, Nikki.
I'm
Hello,
so
yeah,
cool.
I'm welcome in.
Hi,
We're just kind of on the starting for right now. Waiting for everyone to be nice and ready.
I'm going to copy this link and send it to some friends as well so that they can join.
Imagine we just got like a good dozen people to act as jury.
That would be funny. I can set up polls for chat, so
Give them all access to the GameBot command room here in the Discord server, and they're spamming the shit constantly.
I could do that. I could give
That'd
them
be so
access to it.
I would be afraid.
yeah. Was just about to ask, but would it be a wise choice though?
Wise? No. Content worthy? Yes.
But wouldn't that mean wise?
There's a
I built a bot to control my game and gave chat the bot.
Doug
Oh,
Doug, is
fuck.
that you?
I fucking love Doug, so I probably would.
Today I found 3 VTubers and they're gonna play a game that no one understands.
Alright, there we go. They're gonna play my
Today,
game.
I have 17 people, and I'm gonna make them play Cyberpunk Monopoly.
I made a game show for my friends using nothing but Pokemon. Zen Games type shit.
But none of them know what Pokemon is.
Alright.
I told my friends we're gonna be playing a Pokemon game show, but it's secretly Digimon.
Maybe you should watch the Veil Fist.
Imagine you just replace like the teasered Pokemon, the new ones, just with Digimon and see what happens.
Alright. Then what? I think we can go ahead and begin. How about you guys? Y'all ready?
I'm good to go.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready for the Sam Reek impression.
I'm ready to go.
Welcome everybody to Ooze or Lose, the brand new game show where the game changes every show. With me, I have my contestants.
Now I can fade into it. Hello, people. This is the cool, amazing Ooze scene.
I have with me today Board in Orbit,
Hi, I am me.
Darian THF,
Hello, everybody.
and Tintin Hertz VT.
And only 3 out of the 4 of us are drunk, high, or something in between.
Yes.
Oh no,
we're
I'm just
all-
grinding eggshells.
We're all a little bit inebriated. But welcome to Ooze or Lose, the game show where the game changes every show. Contestants, do you know the rules of this game that we're going to be playing today?
Guilty
No.
as a sock. Sorry.
That's right. Our
wait.
contestants don't really know what the rules of the game today are. So with that, let us begin. Contestants, today you are standing trial. What for? Well, we have some arguments that need to be figured out. One of you will play the role of prosecutor, getting the choice to first pick whichever end of the argument you'd like to take. One of you will be playing the defendant, coming up with a counter argument to debate that topic. And one of you will be the witness, which will be able to provide evidence and cause as much chaos as possible in the crime. Our first trial will consist of Hellion, you are the prosecutor. Darian, you are the witness. And Cobalt, you are the defendant.
I have done nothing wrong.
And that brings us to our first topic. Gentlemen, we have a very important decision to make here. In the trial of V-Crew versus the state of Florida, we have our boneless wings, just chicken nuggets.
Oh no.
Callian, you have 30 seconds to come up with your starting argument. Or you could just go ahead and start now if you'd like.
Can I ask a question to define it more?
Sure.
Because I'm not a big wings guy, so are wings fried?
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of this argument, they are fried.
Then they are. Technically.
Well, save it for the argument. You gotta...
Save it for the argument.
Wait, what? Wasn't I supposed to pick a side? Isn't that what I had half a minute for?
Yeah, you have half a minute to pick whether or not boneless wings are just chicken nuggets. You can say yes or no. That is your side.
Didn't I just do that?
You have half a minute to pick your side and come up with the reasoning for why they are.
You have to give an argument.
Okay, now I see.
Yes, this is debate club. We are debating. We are master debaters.
God fucking damn it. Okay.
It doesn't have to be a real argument. It can be some dumb bullshit that you pull out of your ass.
No,
I will fight it until the end.
I will take that one, yeah. Because technically, a chicken wing that is fried and has no bones and can be eaten with one bite fulfills the same requirements as a chicken nugget. Thereby, yes, a boneless wing that is fried is a chicken nugget.
All right.
That good enough?
That's perfect.
Alrighty.
Look at
Orbit.
so is my understanding he went with boneless
I went with
wings
yes.
are chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. God damn it. Okay. Whose turn is it now?
I want to see you defending that boy.
Orbit. I'll say it. Just sit there.
Give me your counter
I've
argument.
chosen a disadvantaged position. I will argue that they are in fact wings just based off the merit that they are called boneless wings and are in fact the wings with no bones. By stating that they are simply chicken nuggets, you are degrading not only wings but also chicken nuggets as a fast food delicacy. Boneless wings are far more refined and within their own category that defines them as wings.
All right. So we have each other's arguments. With that, let us begin.
Okay. God fucking damn it.
Hallian, please present
My
to the court.
point is. Wait. Oh God. Am I? Oh. I don't look that good. Sorry. Your Honor, he's the defendant, right?
Yeah. You're the
Your
prosecutor.
Honor, the defendant is making their stance based on semantics. They are fighting merely for the words that have to be named, not for the same definition. Just as per definition, they are chicken nuggets.
Objection. I'm assuming allowed to do this. I'm assuming I'm allowed to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. I object based off of the statement. Do you claim that chicken strips and or chicken tenders are also chicken nuggets by this definition, because by going based off of the defining words of what something is called is how we determine what it is. If you're stating that that does not have any relevance over what it is, then what's the point of words?
Callian, do you have a rebuttal to that statement?
I'm currently googling what chicken tenders are. Okay, give me a second.
See, he's not. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know.
I
As
would also
the,
say that chicken tenders are bigger chicken nuggets.
Hold it!
Now, hold on a second. Oh, I'm gone. Hi. Now, hold on a second. As someone who has experience in the restaurant field, you're both missing the point here. Is that you're both trying to define a word on something, on two different things that are made entirely in different ways. Sometimes it is legitimately just a shred of chicken that did have a bone that was removed. Sometimes it's just slathers of meat that get folded into a nugget or wing form. You two are too stuck on the definition without actually looking at what the item itself is.
It is fried mango chicken. But if wait, am I allowed to object to the witness?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm just... No, I made it type.
Objection!
Oh god.
Oh no, he's fading in and out of existence.
Yeah, I'm fading in and out of... I'm obscured by the walls. Yeah. Okay, if the mere fact that chicken nuggets are being shredded before being fried is the only semblance that a chicken nugget is a chicken nugget, then a... Fuck, give me a second. I make the wrong point. Jonna, I would like to have that cut out of the protocol.
Sustained.
Objection denied. I don't know. Fuck it.
You lost your train of thought.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to react to the situation.
Can we just turn up the intensity for no fucking reason?
Oh, that was my cobalt.
Callian has desecrated the... Wait, everything. The screen's moving so much.
Desecrated. Holy fuck.
He has desecrated the court by trying to make an argument completely unprepared, and I would instead like to make my argument about why, based off of what Darian has presented, I can in fact strengthen the fact that a boneless wing is still a wing, based off the preparatory requirements and how he describes it. A wing is not merely defined by being the wing from a chicken. It can instead be defined based on the preparatory process. And if the preparatory process to make a boneless wing is unique to a boneless wing in some way, shape, or form, then a boneless wing is still a wing. Just like how a chicken tender, if it is not made of shredded meat, is different from a chicken nugget if it is defined by being made of shredded meat.
Objection!
Objection, Your Honor. If the pure fact that a piece of chicken is shredded before being fried is the only argument that it's a chicken nugget and not the size or not what part it is made out of, because the chicken nugget can be made out of any part. Technically, as per McDonald's own definition, you can find a fried beak in a piece of nuggets and they would be allowed to say no to refund you, because technically it is a chicken piece. So it does not matter what part it is. So we have to look at like what size it is, because if it's just chicken that needs to be inside and not a specific part or in any specific way because the beak was not fried, then I would claim that
I will hold it right there. You have ignored the primary statement about preparatory requirements and instead focused on the material itself. I was referencing Darian's point of how the piece is prepared rather than what is prepared from. Shredded is not the same as whole, and you stating that a chicken nugget is still chicken nugget even if it has non-shredded meat is not the point. The point is that based on preparation and the fact that something is prepared a specific way to be called what it is called, if there is a specific preparation required for something to be called a boneless wing, then it is still a wing. Because it is in its own definition.
Wait. My point was misunderstood. I was not going on how it's prepared. I was looking into the components it was made out of. Since there is no specific...
Wait, what? Where's the intensity go here?
Okay, my Epic Games just opened. I just transformed into a sponsorship.
Oh no, not the sponsorship. Get that out of here.
Sponsor jump scare.
We want to be poor. My definition was more centered on if there is no specific part of a chicken that needs to be in there, how can we say that a shredded chicken, that it needs to be shredded? Because technically, if I rip it, okay, that would mean that if I cut a boneless wing or rip it in two, it is technically a chicken nugget, because it is torn chicken that is fried. That means, as per definition, a boneless wing becomes a chicken nugget the moment you bite it.
Would the witness... We'll bring our first witness... We're going to bring our first witness to the stand. Witness, would you like to present any evidence as to support or deny the claim that a boneless chicken wing is, in fact, a chicken nugget?
Now, if Callian's statement that you can find non-meat parts of the chicken in the so-called chicken nugget, does that mean that it is a bone-in wing?
That's an entirely new argument.
Yeah, we're
something.
entering the wait, you talk, Your Honor.
Yeah. That is, I believe we just uncovered a secret third option.
Every chicken
Are
is a chicken
nuggets
as soon as
counted as
small enough.
wings?
Are chicken nuggets counted as wings is now the true statement. And if the question is yes, well then, I mean, the defense rests.
How would the defendants how would the prosecution like to reply to this evidence?
I would claim that it is entirely. Give me the last point again. I'm sorry.
that chicken nuggets have bones in them, therefore that they are bone-in wings.
I mean, as per my point, you have basically proven it, because now you're saying that that boneless wings are that chicken nuggets are boneless wings, which, well, if we turn it around, let's do it like math, okay? I'm gonna open paint. Your Honor, let me get on my chart. Paint. Wait, where is it? Here is it. Here it is. So if we say that nugget.
We can't see that side of the.
You
gotta
God
hold
damn
up a little bit.
Come on. Now you can see. Come on. Okay, wait.
I know what.
Your Honor, I have my beautiful.
There we go. We can see it right there.
There you go.
But if we say nugget equals wing,
Not anymore.
then wing must equal nugget.
Objection! The argument that we were making not only states that a nugget would be counted as a wing, but it was saying that the nugget would be counted as a wing itself, which by your transitive property means that if a boneless wing is counted as a nugget and a nugget is counted as a wing, then boneless wing is in fact a wing. And therefore, I can say boneless wing is a wing. But if we're saying that nuggets aren't wings, then we have to define at what transitive property each layer stands. Because if we're saying that a nugget is a wing, and then we're looking at boneless wings, which define no bones, and we're saying that it doesn't count because it doesn't have the bone, then what is the relation? We need to define this.
Objection, Your Honor. Technically, as I stated previously, you can also find bone parts because technically beak is a bone part in the chicken nuggets, which means even wings with bones in them are technically chicken nuggets. As soon as you take a bite of it.
Hold it!
I was about to do the hold it too. Okay, Darian stole it.
Beat you to it.
Wait,
Oh,
give me a second.
Oh.
Now,
hold on a second there. Now, if the qualification is whether or not how bones are or not in the boneless wing, well, I mean, isn't it assumed that there's a bone in it at some point in time? Does the moment of the bone being removed is what makes it a boneless wing?
Yes, actually. I wish there was a thing where I was like, I don't have a hold
We
it
need
or an
buzzers.
objection. But I do
I'm
want
trying.
my
I'm trying
case.
so hard to set up for
Yes.
both of you, honestly.
Your job is to cause chaos.
Which is setting up for both of them.
Hold this. Okay, I do have a thing to say in regards to this. We have been constantly pointing out if a chicken nugget can have bones, does that mean it can qualify as a bone-in wing, right? But a boneless wing is defined as not having bones. So by that definition, it can't be counted as a chicken nugget because a chicken nugget can be made out of any chicken product, and therefore, if a boneless wing is required to have been made out of a specific part of the chicken and not have those things, it can't be counted as a chicken nugget.
oh wait, I was. Is the screen still going?
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Oh no. Okay. But if we're saying that every piece of a chicken can be a chicken nugget, it only means that the only thing that defines it is that it is the nugget of a chicken. That means the moment it is as small as a nugget, in the shape of a nugget, anything that is a chicken part is technically a chicken nugget because it is a nugget of a chicken.
We're running into a unique situation. Ah, gavel.
I am going to call it here. Based on the evidence provided and the arguments made, I am going to conclude that a boneless chicken wing is in fact a chicken nugget.
Yes.
Based on the arguments made, the point will go to Callian for his
I
argument.
know I'm not supposed to do this, but can I know I'm not supposed to do this, but can I say I agree? I hated arguing that way. I hated it so much.
The last argument Callie had was fantastic. It was so good.
It's really good.
I was just trying to like confuse everyone and hope that the coherence would be lost.
Brother, I was confused myself. If I don't know what I'm doing,
Despite-
you can't know what I'm doing.
That is going to bring us, gentlemen, to our next court case. In the case of V Crew versus the entire state of Ohio, we have
Oh, no.
Darian
Oh no!
as our new
That's
prosecutor.
not what I did with the train.
Cobalt, Orbital as our new witness,
Ah.
and Callian as our defendant. Gentlemen, we have another very much important case of arguments here that we need to discuss. This next argument, what are there more of in the world? Doors or wheels? Darian, as the prosecutor, you have first opportunity to figure out which stance you'd like to take and present your arguments.
It's very
Your Honor,
healthy.
while he's figuring it out, I would like to get some soup from the cafeteria. Give me just about a second.
Gosh, I'll hold on to my argument till he's
And I will
This is brought
contemplate
to
how
you-
to be non-biased.
This is brought to you by Warframe. I have my argument. I'll just hold it until he gets back.
That's
cool. I will-
That's cool. Holy shit, that's cool.
I'm gonna cause so much chaos here.
Good. My strategy in that position was to just like, if there was a point that was brought up or something that I could just flip it back over, use it.
Yeah. No.
Mm-hmm.
I pointing out that nuggets aren't just bone wings. Pretty fucking great.
Wait, if nuggets can have bones, that means they are a bone in wing.
So, but then nothing is truly boneless wing. Everything has bone in it.
Yeah,
But that's
what
why I was saying a boneless wing is separate from a nugget because it is defined as not having those different byproducts in it.
I would have thrown
Meanwhile, a nugget can have them.
I would have thrown the argument in that if the creation of said nugget is kind of random and how it's actually grinded up together, then there is a chance that half the nuggets in your thing are bone in and half the nuggets aren't, because there's a chance they just don't have
fun fact
any bone
that
in
I
it.
just really didn't want to bring up, because boneless wings don't have to not have bones in them. They can have bones and people can still call them that legally.
Yeah. Also, legally, this was an actual court case whether or not boneless wings are considered chicken nuggets.
Who won? Your Honor, I'd like chicken nuggets, but I have no clue where I am.
The court.
Your Honor, I'm in the back rooms.
In the United States, the courts officially stated that boneless wings are not chicken nuggets.
What?
Boneless wings are their own thing.
There have been a couple food court cases to try to clearly clarify certain things. Like
that's where I went wrong. I was fighting too hard to define it as a wing when I was just trying to prove it's not a chicken nugget.
Oh, I'm back. Your Honor, I've got my soup.
I have an argument.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a case in Illinois. I'm trying to find what the name of the court case was.
You know what? Let me actually Google the name for we don't call it boneless wings, I guess, because German is different language. Thereby, I will look for the German. Oh, we legitimately just translated.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was in the case of Eamon Hallam versus Buffalo Wild Wings. It was ruled by a district judge in Illinois, ruling that boneless wings is a common fanciful term for sauced chicken breast, not a literal description of a deboned winged part.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was an actual argument that had to be settled in court.
I'm assuming all of these are, actually.
Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I highly doubt it for the latter. Anyway.
What's Darian's stance on doors and wheels?
Alright, well, today I'm here to convince you as to why there are more wheels in the world than there are doors. Now, my opponent is going to try to say, oh, look how many lodgings there are for how many people there are in the world. But it's quite obvious to me that most major vehicles require at least 4 wheels. And there's multiple of these kinds of vehicles that are completely just forgotten to the wayside that aren't used. And if you think of all of those that are put aside, not even consider the ones that are used currently in today's active roads, those are just multiple layers of tires that you just can't even fathom. When you're done with the door, it gets broken. When you're done with a wheel, it rots. It's still a wheel until it's gone.
Wait. Objection.
Mm-hmm.
Your Honor,
no objections right now, because this is just opening statements.
Yeah, opening statements.
So your take is that it's more wheels.
Yes, I'm making flowery for the content.
Okay. Let me quickly. Cars. Okay, so they. Yeah, I'm looking up how many cars are in America. Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yeah. Defense.
Your
Get
Honor?
off your phone.
No, I'm still like I'm eating soup from them. Your Honor, let me eat my soup.
Can we
Denied.
have a 5-minute recess? Lunch break, please.
5-minute soup recess.
So as by a statistic I have found that was conducted from 1995 till 2023, the numbers of cars, the number of registered cars has dropped by almost, that is 25%. Thereby I would say that, especially because houses are still being made regardless, and still being built regardless, and there's less cars being bought, thereby less cars being produced, the amount of doors that's being produced will continue to stay the same as while the wheels of the cars are for example, the cars are highly tethered towards it. I would think we would talk about like running wheels rather than like every type of wheel, because technically then we could say that every type of door is whatever. As for when a door breaks, it's not a door anymore. That's incorrect, because technically I could just use a plank and hold it against the wall and it would count as a door as long as it stands on its own and is blocking the view or entry into a room.
Am I allowed to object? Are we good to go?
With the opening statements being made, prosecution. Oh, I forgot to change it on this end.
I've changed.
Oh. You're
Yeah, and
small.
I can't believe how much it changed.
Let me make you a little bigger, Darian, because you're itty.
I got you. I got you. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I want to.
Supposed to be the size of a small house.
I just quickly wanna mention something funny. Anyone here played Red Dead Redemption 2?
No.
Never did Red Dead.
Yet.
The guy who is responsible for the study is called Driscoll. Does that ring a bell?
It does.
Briscoe?
Yeah.
It's a character in the game.
No, it's a clan, the O'Driscoll.
Now,
Sorry, clan, not the...
And technically, when he grows old, he is an old Driscoll.
Mm.
Or
All
short, an O'Driscoll.
All right. Then Darian.
I'm just thinking of Crisco oil.
Our prosecutor, begin your opening arguments.
Now, as you've heard from the defendant, he specifically was bringing up a number that he pulled himself up that specifically talked about registered vehicles. You can't go by that number. The amount of unregistered or unused vehicles with tired wheels is pretty much double to triple that amount. You can count how many houses there are. You cannot count how many vehicles there are out there. One is a reasonable number to guess. One is almost impossible.
Your Honor, misunderstood argument. I merely said that due to the numbers of registered vehicles going down, that means that the production is being lowered, since less vehicles are being bought and registered, which means that manufacturers of cars will produce less cars to save money. Which means, yes, there are still cars being made, but specific series will be produced less, which means less wheels. Also, we are looking...
Hold on a second there. Damn it, I had an argument and lost it because I had to press the button. Fuck.
Yes!
No!
I mean... how fortunate.
We can only live in a second-hand market where people buy and sell previously used vehicles more than they buy new. And an economy is struggling as it currently is, so of course the amount that are being legally bought and not second-hand are going to go down. The numbers that are being bought second-hand are going up. And don't we have a housing crisis in multiple first-world countries, supposedly? Enough houses aren't being built.
Wait, what was that hammer sound? That tack, tack, tack.
It was me.
Can you?
I would like to clarify.
That's why I was about to do a thing.
Okay.
Yes. I would like to clarify for the court that we're not just talking about cars. We're talking about wheels and doors in any sort of context.
I was gonna flex to that. I was using that as a trump card. You ruined it.
Oh.
I know I'm not allowed to do this to the person, but I have a whole question.
All right.
Based on the definition of doors versus wheels and how cars tend to be constructed, would we not consider that most cars have 4 wheels and 4 doors? Even cars that technically have 2 doors tend to have 2 more behind that. And then, what about the little door to a gas where you access the gas pump?
I just want to throw something.
Where's the
Forgot the
where are
trunk.
we defining with
You
cars?
can't consider those flaps a door unless you start considering every opening a door. A door is specifically a piece of panel that opens to let you into another room, not to allow access.
Objection!
Your Honor, he's misunderstanding it. He's meaning doorways instead of doors. A door technically can also just be paper, as shown in the Japanese culture, where it's with the paper doors. So technically, it is just an obstruction of a way, which can technically also be a rock, as showcased in the Odyssey by Homer, with Polyphemus closing the rock to his closing the door to his cave, which is a rock.
Hold it! Hold it!
All right.
Oh, okay.
Order.
I was gonna ask.
We will use the diction for the sake of the argument. We will use the dictionary definitions of wheels and doors. A door in the dictionary is defined as a movable barrier, typically wood, metal, or glass, used to close, open, or secure an entrance to a room, building, or vehicle, often pivoting on hinges or sliding. Anything that can pivot on hinges that follows these requirements will be considered a door. For wheels, a circular component that rotates on an axle, acting as a fundamental machine for transportation, reducing friction, and driving mechanisms. These are the definitions that we will follow. Who was that?
I'm gonna keep doing this until someone
That's
says
the
no.
witness.
I'm sorry. I have a question regarding the wheel statement.
What is your question?
Do gears count as wheels?
He brought it up.
They do spin on an axis.
It's per
You can't ride them.
definition. Per definition, even I would say they're wheels, because they're circular things spinning on an axis. Axle.
Yes, it is a type of wheel. It can be referred to as a gear wheel or a toothed wheel.
Still technically, wait. I need to. Still technically, even with gears counting as wheels, we don't see gears that much instead of since they've been mostly replaced by cables. Of course, we have watches and stuff, but that's so even if we say those mechanisms for like gears and stuff, it is technically still covered by a door, which means for every apparatus, especially even if it's not gears, would mean it's covered by a door, which means technically there are more doors than wheels, especially nowadays. Well,
Clearly, the defendant lacks mechanical knowledge of knowing how many actual mechanical wheel gears would be inside of devices. You would have one door for a panel if that was to even be considered a door, because it doesn't go into another area. Most mechanical attractions have multiple gear wheels, and that's not even considered the stuff that's not used anymore. It's still just sitting out there, waiting, wadding, wasting away. It still exists in regards to the question.
objection. Technically, since gears are metal, many gears have been sold as old metal, as scrap metal, and have been molten into bars. So technically, they lost their function. Whereas a bar, or like if you take a gear, melt it down, and make a plate out of it, it technically becomes a door, because well, let's just say even if I put a paper. Wait, can you give me the definition, the first sentence of the definition of door again, or the first couple words?
Yes, by the definition of door, it's a movable barrier, typically wood, metal, or glass, used to close, open, or secure an entrance to a room, building, or vehicle, often pivoting on hinges or sliding.
Okay. See, that was une short issue. Let me quickly think. So technically, windows are doors as well.
I'd give you that. Yes, yes. If gears are wheels, then windows are doors.
Yeah.
How do we apply fences and gates into this situation? Are they not
Technically
also doors, even if they're outdoors, because they are blocking entrance to a location?
Yes, those would in fact count
Also,
as
I am
doors.
doing very good, Nemo. Thank you for coming in.
So that would. Wait. Do I eject? Hold? Do I just talk? I'm still so.
You can talk.
Yeah, you just talk.
No, you're good.
Okay. So I would. Wait. Give me a second. Shit, I forgot. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Conveyor belts, for example, the plastic straps that are there when stuff is pushed through. Technically, each stripe counts as its own door. Technically, each each fence plate is a door. And technically, even a leaf that falls onto the ground covering a hole or even a sewage lid is de facto a door, where a sewage lid is also a door in itself.
I'm gonna cut you right there. That you're stretching the definition of door a little bit too much.
But it is your honor. Read it, and I'm a comment on it and explain it then. Read it out.
Hold on. May I have a rebuttal to his definition real quick?
Yes,
Your honor. Excellent.
I'll allow it.
Here's the consideration: is that if you're going to consider these a door, you must also consider the things that aren't just car wheels. We can have wheels on appliances. We can have wheels on your oh so precious doors and fences. We can have wheels on anything that you want to move, which would outnumber the amount of doors to an absurd degree, because it's even on some of those things. Actually, if you wanted to go crazy with it, you would call a hinge a wheel, because it is a circular thing that moves on an axis to move something else.
Hold it!
Hold it, I have a question. In this situation, how do we apply doorknobs?
Doorknobs aren't considered.
Wait, yeah, it's a circular thing. It's a knob. Yeah.
Because in that case, we would also say that for every door, there's one wheel.
Your Honor, I object here. I gotta object here. Technically, it is not a wheel because it's not flat. It is not circular. It's spherical.
Even if it is spherical, you can
what
have
about its internal components?
Wheels.
No, then technically it wouldn't be a wheel. It would be a ball.
Give me a second. The doorknobs would not count as wheels, as they do not make complete rotations. They make partial rotations to allow for entry. So
they are levers. Understood.
Yes. So let's go over this. I'm going to get more specific than just the first Google result. We're going into the Webster Dictionary to define what is a door and what is a wheel. For final, anything that deviates from this definition will not count. Door.
God.
A usually swinging or sliding barrier by which an entry is closed and opened. Wheel. A circular frame of hard material that may be solid, partly solid, or spoked, and that is capable of turning on an axle.
Your Honor?
Yes.
For doors again. After the part of usual, technically anything can be used, because it does not matter at that point, because it's just saying usual. So as per definition, I could even use moon rock. So
I mean-
technically, everything that is did it say used or? For
No.
example, it said usually swinging. It does not need to be swinging.
Usually
Because
swinging or
most-
sliding.
See, now every panel that's sliding and is blocking a passageway is defined as a door,
But then
and it
we're
does
getting-
not even need to swing.
But
Yeah,
then, Mr.
that's the
Defendant,
definition.
Mr. Defendant, you are getting into the semantics of the difference between a door and a wall. If a door,
No, the wall is movable, and the door is movable.
yes,
It's swinging or sliding, but it does not have to
but you're specifically
a
saying any
non-permanent-
panel that can
Be moved?
that can. You did not specify can be moved. You specified any panel that blocks an entranceway can classify as a door. For the sake of classifying something as a door, it must be able to move.
For the sake of time,
Yeah,
I have
it's
I have a one sentence final argument I'd like to give.
All right.
Okay.
I
When
have
you
one point
say-
I would like to make.
When you talk about a door, you talk about a door. But when you talk about wheels, you're talking about multiple. Therefore, they're gonna outnumber it. Easy peasy done.
Easy peasy done.
I do have one hold it. I do have one hold it. Based on the newly defined door, flaps and hatches also count,
Yes.
which would mean that the majority of pipes and or openable like surfaces count as having doors.
We
Yes.
allow it.
I will
Alrighty.
add that onto the list of things that count as doors.
Even with that,
Okay.
I still think wheels outnumber doors.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something. You say like
Also, what
wheels
about
and stuff.
doors?
Wait, can it? Wheel definition again, please. Wheel definition again.
Wheel defined as a circular frame of hard material that may be solid, partly solid, or spoked, and that is capable of turning on an axle.
What's a spoke? What's spoke?
A spoke?
That would be like gears and such.
Yeah.
Has like teeth or. Stuff.
I'm sorry if I have to ask that. Wait, can you put it into the courtroom channel?
Yes.
Can I get the transcript, please?
Yeah, transcript, please. For
Adding
every
it into the
can we
courtroom
just
transcript.
Please write this down so I can stop asking
write that
questions.
down? Write that down.
Write this down.
Okay. A circular frame of hard material that may be solid, partly solid, or spoke that is capable of turning on. So spoked is non-solid. I'm assuming.
Spoked means like it's. Here, I'll pull up the definition of spoked.
Do we need to transcribe that one as well?
It's. So you know on like a bicycle, how like there's those wires in the middle that connect to like the inner wheel? That is a spoke. Those are spokes.
Oh, okay. So technically, tires are not wheels.
Yeah, tires are not the wheels themselves.
It's wheel covering.
Yes.
That does not count. Okay. Let's.
Objection!
Hold on a second. What do you mean that the tires aren't wheels themselves? The definition's a circular frame of hard material that may be solid. That is the wheel in itself. It's hard leather.
The
in a
tire,
circle.
the rubber tire, is not the wheel. The
Yeah,
metal
yes,
frame on the inside is the wheel. When combined,
Exactly.
they form a modern car tire.
So what you're telling me is that if you were to take a stone, hollow it out, put it on a spoke, and it's just a round thing with a hole in the middle, that's not also a wheel?
It's because the rubber tire doesn't come into contact with the axle, so it does not turn on its own. It comes into contact with the wheel.
You're basically having a similar type debate to my walls versus doors.
It's specifically on an axle, I guess. Okay, fair enough.
Your Honor, I have an important question. Because we said doors need to be able to be moved. because technically walls are able to be moved. You just, need to move through them hard enough.
For
So
the sake,
technically,
for the sake of argument, we're classifying.
Objection!
By that
man, who objected?
definition, a planet could be a door. God damn it! You're saying that anything,
I had numbers.
no matter what, because anything with enough force can be moved, would act as a door so long as it acts as an entrance to another location. When you do that type of moving, and therefore, that's not a door. That's
Well,
not a
no,
door. That's just breaking
Per
stuff.
definition, it is. Per definition, it is because it says a usually swinging or sliding barrier. So we can count out a usually swinging or sliding. So it's just a barrier, which is an entry to. By which an entry.
For the sake of establishing your argument, we are going to classify being able to move something as within reasonable force of a human being.
What about vault doors?
Yeah,
What about
So what
things
do
that
we do
require
here?
mechanical intervention?
Because it it can still be activated by a human being, meaning it can be moved by a human being.
wait, what kind of?
But then,
force
by
did
his
you say?
definition, if someone has a wrecking ball, they can make any wall
Yeah.
a door.
Yeah, because technically anything is a door. As long as you can open it, it's a door.
All right.
As long as you can open.
How about this then?
Into the infinite door paradox.
The infinite door paradox. We will say that what classifies a door is the fact that it can be moved and then replaced. Because if you break a hole into a wall, you have not created a door, you have created a hole in a wall.
Which is a doorway.
It is a
I've
doorway,
made-
I'll
Not a
give you
door.
that. But it is not in itself a door.
Okay,
If
so
it is closing and by which an entry is closed and if it is closed and openable to get into a room, it is a door, as per
Yes.
definition. The definition you sent me yourself. So we say You said reasonable force of a human.
Yes.
C4. You push one button.
C4.
That is reasonable force.
But then you
Technically,
cannot
you can say
close
gunpowder.
that door.
Yeah, you can. Easy.
Of
Just build
course
it
you
back
can.
up. Easy done.
It didn't say how difficult it needed to be.
Within
The opening-
reason. Within
All right.
It is with reason.
If we're going with semantics here about what can and cannot be a door, in that case, I can put a spoke on anything and make it a wheel.
Hold it. I feel like we are beginning to ignore the axis sliding and turning property of a door just based off the semantics of the usually that was tacked on by stating that if it can just be moved in general, which
There are-
kind of ignores the purpose of a door by definition.
Yes, I
Is a-
will. A door
is
must be
a-
connected to the wall and be able to opened and closed for it to be considered a door. Not destroyed
I have a question.
and then rebuilt.
Pole bridges. What do we do about pole bridges, like medieval castle bridges?
Those count as a
you could
door.
say- but it is also a bridge. It is also not swinging when you open it. It is falling.
It
So
is
technically,
rotating on an
It
axis.
is swinging off of an axis, kind of like a hatch.
Hold it! Hold it!
Okay.
You're getting away. Oh, wrong button. There we go. You're getting away from the point of the argument. You're trying to go into semantics when the question was, how many are there? And if you're coming down to, oh, does a drawbridge count? Then you're really getting away from the point, which is number.
I feel like
You
it's
mean the
important to establish what is classified as a door and what is classified as a wheel in order to establish how many there are.
I think the right argument to go for is that if you can make anything into a door, then you can make anything into a wheel.
No, because if you make it circular, yeah.
And then at that point, you're getting away from the point of the question, which is how many are there, not how many can there be.
No, that was not the thing. The thing is, if we say every wall is a door, then every building is a
It's not-
multi-complex of doors. Even a
the
car
point-
then itself. is
You
a
also
door.
said that you have to destroy it and then build it back up to make it a door. It's not a door by itself without you doing these actions.
Of course. As per definition, it is. But okay, let's narrow it down. Let me quickly. How many people?
You might want to object back so we're not looking at my glorious face the entire time. There you go.
Can you take it?
The tension is rising so much as he does.
Okay, I got it.
He looks up things.
I got my argument. You are presenting, especially with the car argument, out of the American mindset, where 88% of people are driving. As we look, for example, in Germany, it goes down to 68%, and then we go basically the number of cars globally is not how does it? Not everyone has a car, everyone has a home. And a home has
That's not
multiple
true.
doors.
That's not true at all.
Not every. Okay, that was utopic. I understand. But no, even if you have a cardboard box, then technically the opening of the cardboard box becomes a door, because it is your home, a room. As per definition, it is swinging or sliding obstacle that is closing a room, which also. That would also mean that a cardboard box, Amazon, I win.
What? Yeah.
Amazon cardboard boxes, I win.
I pressed the wrong button. I meant to do a hold it. By this definition, any what's the word? Any thing that you can open and close is a door by that definition.
Yes.
Whether it be boxes, drawers, even the little like hatches to replace a battery on a remote would be considered a door.
Ah, fuck.
Incorrect. Both definitions that we've gone through have specifically stated it has to be an entry. Therefore, a room that you could physically go into. Putting your hand is not going into it, it's reaching in.
But then you are technically reaching into a room.
Because that is not what the second one said.
We have to define room now!
It did not specify entry into a room. The second definition simply defined entry.
Yeah, entry implies a room. You have to enter something in order for it to be an entry.
You can enter a garden.
No,
a garden is still
you can
enter the woods.
Entry does not define room. Entry simply defines space. Therefore, even if you can't fit into a tiny pipe, if there was a latch that you open and close, that would be considered a door to gain entry to the pipe.
I feel like this is going to have to come down to our wonderful judge,
Yeah.
the honorable RPG slime on a final disclosure here.
I'm okay.
Please, Almighty
okay.
Slime, use your omniscience to help us.
So, I will give you like entry. Does
Define entry. Define room.
You don't need to have a room to enter.
let's
Because
get
technically you
down
can
to the
enter
fucking
Germany.
brass tacks here. Door, a usually swinging or sliding barrier by which an entry. What is defined as an entry?
Gaining access to a space?
Yep. The starting point of a space through which you can in some way reach or move into that room in any way, shape, or form.
Room. Room was part of that definition.
Don't define it. Room is not part of the definition.
I meant more like a secluded physical
It's
space.
just space. It's just space.
But it needs to be. Wait, does it need to? No, because technically, door
doesn't
without
even need to
walls
be
is still a
secluded.
Door. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Even then, you're still talking about a singular door in comparison to multiple wheels at a time. You never have one wheel, you have multiple wheels.
No, that's not what. No,
I feel
there
like
is, for
we
example, there
glossed
is
over
certain.
the
question
sheer
is-
amount of
All right,
gears that
all right,
exist.
so-
in the
Yeah,
world.
the question was
Entrance-
more.
Entrance or entry is fucking
It's the longest debate on the
Oh
stupidest
my
topic. I
God.
love it.
We're only doing philosophy after Socrates
yeah.
about
So-
the essence of the things.
I always love debate.
I fucking hate Webster Dictionary sometimes
so
because it's just like
confused.
an entrance. Entry is defined as an entrance. Entrance is defined as being able to commit entry. Fucking what the?
Thanks.
To commit entry? The fuck?
I am committing entry.
Yeah, the means or place
It's a,
of
I
an entry is
think we've
defined.
discovered that.
An entry is defined as a
Oh.
place of entrance, such as a door, gate, vestibule, or passage. Entrance is then defined as the act of entering, the means or place of entry.
I think we've discovered that it's it really just boils down to how far can we take the definition, and then also how much does the definition loop back in on itself.
So generally, a bad question to ask.
All right.
Your Honor,
So-
you picked a banger.
It's paradoxical, and it makes it great.
So, we've established that a door, for the sake of this purpose, is anything that can block a passageway that can be opened and closed without destroying and rebuilding that said creation.
Then technically, bottle cap is the door.
It's something that you must be able to enter. For
A
the sake of
passageway.
this argument,
I can
We're going
protect
to
this in a
say
bottle. Protect
something
these
that
counts.
something that you can fit more than your arm into, we'll say, counts as an entryway. Counts as being able to enter. For example, I have a door on my 3D printer where I can put my arm into it and open it on a hinge. That is what counts as a door.
Give me a second. Let me.
So are we
Then-
saying that the
technically
doors
small-
are defined by size, but the wheels are not?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. That's what I'm wanting to go towards because the door over locket still technically is the door.
The question really is here, when is a door not a door? And that would be when it's a jar.
That's what it's showing. I see you.
What about hobbit holes?
What about hobbit holes?
What about trap
Aren't
door?
they
Like a trapdoor
basically
spider?
just really big jars? I don't. They
Yes.
feel like jars.
But they're not real.
But you said that jars aren't doors.
I mean, we can get into the imaginary doors, but then we have to start considering imaginary wheels, and really, we're just amping up the scale here.
But
Alright.
as for okay,
I don't
let's get down to the closing statement. So I think that due to we have many contraptions are closed by doors. Many cars have doors. Technically everything that we use with noticeable obvious wheels has doors. Homes rarely have wheels on their own. Homes rather have doors. Then we say shopping centers, then we say big cardboard boxes because that technically sounds works because you can live in it. We have closets, we have heck even gaming consoles. Oh wait, that does not count. Yeah,
Don't forget
So,
windows.
and windows. So technically, a car has 4 wheels. Let's say a 5th one as a backup. Then we have 5 doors because of the trunk, 6 doors because of the engine, 7 doors due to the fuel tank, because technically you can put your arm in there, although the room has been obstructed by more of the. It's basically the door of an engine room, but smaller. I don't know if we let that count. Then we have the front window. The driver and next to the driver window, which makes 3, I think we are at 10 right now. Then we get 12 with the behind. Then we get the trunk door, that's 13. And some have a ceiling door, which is 14. So for every 4 wheels on a car, there is 13 windows. As 13 doors.
You counted the trunk twice.
Oh, I counted twice.
Is that the end of your paltry argument?
Yep.
Get me over here. It's time to settle this. You don't even know. You sitting there trying to fit my argument against myself by saying, being specific on what does and does not count on the door. But you're not even thinking about the things that have wheels that don't have doors in the first place. We're talking shopping carts. We're talking baby strollers. We're talking 18-wheeler trucks that only have 2 to 4 doors, not including windows in the first place. You're not including the amount of small actual wheels that are on our body, or the creatures that use things like wheels in order, like appendages to move in the first place. Wheels is too much of a vague term, and it can be counted in so many different ways as compared to an actual entrance that would be considered a door.
Technically, your mouth is a door now. I think it. No, we said it. Wait,
I mean, right now you're
true. You're right.
It
does flap open up and down on a hinge. You are right. My argument is done here.
I'm confused. And also, I will make the argument of my chair has wheels. Good day, sir.
His head could be a wheel if I put a spear through it.
Order in the court. It seems that we have come to a very just conclusion here. This point will go to Darian for the conclusion that there are more wheels in this world by definition than there are doors. That will bring us to the end of our second argument.
Dear God.
I think I've but Your Honor, I would Your Honor, I have to go behind the cantina and smoke.
Alright.
That stressed him out. He needs a recess.
We will take 5
Your Honor,
minutes.
can I have another recess?
We will take a 5-minute recess while we set up for our next trial.
Absolutely reminding me
how much to get the scene set up.
Absolutely reminding me how much I fucking love debate. Oh, I so wish I got into it back when I was
It's
school.
reminding me how much people just pull absolute nonsense out of everywhere for these things. No wonder I hate politics. God.
Paint treads, a form of wheel.
God, this topic is so it is literally just getting into semantics. Because
how many bicycles are there? That's after 2 wheels for every bicycle.
Alright.
Do the windows on the car doors count as doors? If windows count as doors.
They're different than normal windows. I wouldn't count them exactly because they rolled up and down. Well, then they're sliding doors.
Yeah, but by that definition, they're on the sliding, yeah.
Okay, so then I guess they would count. Alright, for our next trial.
Do mouses have wheels because of the mouse wheel?
It is literally called a mouse wheel, yeah.
Would circular bread count as a wheel if it can be put on an axle and turn?
I mean, if you look at a wheel of cheese and it's a cheese wheel, so
yeah, cheese wheel.
All right, Darian is the defense for this one.
Are jars a wheel since they're circular and can turn?
Well, and it has one point of axis, which is the bottom. So if you roll it is the wheel.
How many doors are technically wheels because they turn like a wheel in order to open, and or are circular and therefore if put on an axle would function as a wheel? But are they also not counted as wheels because they're not actively on an axle?
So was the boulder that there's 2 of me, was the boulder that was rolled in front of the cave to the tomb of Jesus Christ also a door and a wheel at the same time?
That could be argued that yes, it was both.
Are eyeballs wheels?
Eyeballs are not wheels.
Are
Just like
eyelids
how mouth is
doors?
a door.
Eyeballs cannot
eyelids
make a
doors?
full 360 revolution because they are fixed to the back of our skull.
Shit, true. Is this argument a wheel? Because it's very circular.
I thought of something to say and I stopped myself because it is not appropriate. On
Look,
the
we're an
topic
18
of
plus
human
channel, I don't
orifices
give a
that
shit.
may or may not be counted as doors.
Is my sphincter a door?
Is my sphincter a door? I guess,
See,
yeah.
he knows where I was going. I don't like the implications of this. Can we, while he's gone, can we put a box underneath Galleon like he's standing on a box?
I'll pull up like a cardboard box PNG. Because it does just look weird with them like levitating with no leg.
That's what I was thinking. Fans are wheels.
Technically, yes.
The cage around the fan, a door.
Hmm. If a trash can has a lid, is that a door?
Yes, that would be
Well,
considered
also-
doors.
But also being a wheel at the same time, because it's connected like a jar.
Mhm.
We could go on this forever, I swear.
This is one of the arguments
Our
of all
zipper's
time.
a door.
Zippers? No, I
Are
would not consider
jackets
that a door.
doors?
No. Because they're not on a hinge axis.
But they're sliding, in a sense.
Now, a sliding glass door isn't on a hinge, it's just there. It's just lodged into holes in the roof
Yeah,
and ceiling.
Yeah, but you're not...
Also, sliding glass doors tend to have wheels on the top of them
Yeah, that was part of my
that they
argument.
use in order to, you know.
Yeah, this is
So I
true.
was like, there's a door versus wheels. Wheels plural always. Very few you have a wheel by itself.
Earlier, you made the argument: are hinges wheels?
Hinges are
Hinges
not wheels. Because they cannot... To classify something as a wheel, I believe it should should have to make a full 360-degree rotation.
But it can. Some hinges can't go that far.
Yeah, but when they're on a door, they can.
No, there's full 360 swinging doors out there.
Yeah, but those doors are wheels because revolving
Well,
doors. are
yeah,
wheels,
like a
but
revolving door would be
it doesn't
like...
mean every door is a wheel.
Fuck.
Are the like metal poles that you pay at before you get on the subway or whatever? Are those wheels or doors?
Those are
They
wheels, but not doors.
Well, we defined fence gates as doors.
Yeah, but it's still a singular barrier that's like full and flat. You like the bar is just an obstacle that's in the way.
Is it a door if you can walk around it to enter the space?
Is it a door? No. If you have a door standing out in the open with nothing around it, and it can just open and close, it's not a door. It's just a panel.
It's not, by definition, it's not a door, it's a panel.
not
I
a-
mean,
it's a
technically,
panel.
it still is a door because it's it obstructs a pathway, even if you can walk around it.
But
and can be open and closed.
but the definition says that it has to be like a pathway, right? Or like an entrance and entry.
No,
But you're in the
Yeah, it
same room,
defines
so
it
it's
as
not
being
it's not an
entry.
entry to anything. You're in the same space.
well, I guess
We've
by
already
opening it,
settled
you
this.
create a new entry path that
This
was
argument will never die.
previous.
This is the Goku versus Superman of the court world.
But before everyone else got here, Slime gave me an example one because I was like, "Well, what are we going to be arguing?" And he gave our straws one or two holes, and I got that was just so far out of all the topics I've heard, that one was the one that I actually had a good argument for.
What was your argument? I'd love to know.
So basically, working in the manufacturing industry, you have two different types of holes defined as through hole and blind hole. A straw is technically considered one hole because it is a through hole, meaning it's a hole that extends all the way through. It is not two separate holes.
Right. Yeah, that's very fair. It's straight with no deviation whatsoever. It's one straight true hole. Yeah, that's the argument I would give.
And by that definition, a tunnel is one hole, despite having two entries.
But a shirt has 4 holes, or 3 if you really want to.
A shirt has 2.
You can say 3 because arm sleeves, arm holes aren't usually parallel. They aren't meant to lead to each other.
I will agree with 3. You have one hole that is from neck to torso, and then you have 2 other holes that are for the arms.
Gentleman's handshake.
By this definition, boxers are also 3 holes.
Technically 4, because you have a hole for your dick.
Oh no!
Objection. This is a fantastic idea. I should have realized it was actual debate when I saw the previews.
I kind of assumed this is where it would go because it was actual defense. He would have to throw crimes at us, and well, that would be fun. I don't know what he'd do.
I'm waiting I'm waiting for the Zodiac killer to come up and be like, "All right, solve this case."
That would take so much more planning.
What's the Halloween episode gonna be?
Halloween episode's gonna be Survivor, but like Danganronpa kind of thing.
Hell yeah!
I'm probably gonna do like
April Fool's video that you're totally gonna have in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the April Fool's video. Yeah, I've got plans for that.
I know what I'm doing, and I still need to play and practice that game. Oh god.
But yeah,
I should probably do that after this.
Which game?
Ultra Kill for my April 1st.
I still need to play that. I really should put that on my list.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Ultra Kill.
It's that high skill cap difficulty kind of game that I really like.
Yeah, which is why I need to practice.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I'm gonna be playing for April Fools. Maybe I should just start doing gameplay streams. I don't know. But anyway, Kellyan, you're back.
The April Fools is that it's not.
I'm back.
Yeah. And we got you something to hide your legs.
Oh, wonderful. I was wondering whether there was a cardboard box in it. I'm like the one from Sesame Street who's living in the garbage can.
He's Oscar the Grouch.
You should have gotten a trash can.
I mean, you can still get one.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
No, we're gonna run with the box. But yeah, because it's almost
it's more legally distinct.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do 3 arguments instead of 6 because this has been going on for longer than I planned.
They ran longer than expected.
So, gentlemen, that will bring us to our 3rd and final trial, which will bring us to the argument. Defendant, I have 4 more arguments planned out. I want you to pick out a number 1 through 4 for what this final argument should be.
I like number
defendant.
I am number 1, so we're going with number 1.
All right. For our final argument, which is better, being short or being tall? Our defendant is Darian, our prosecutor is Cobalt, and our witness is Kellyan. With that, prosecutor, please make your opening statement.
I will argue that it is better to be short due to a variety of factors, including less medical issues and the fact that in our modern day, any issues that could stem in daily living from being short are relatively solvable with ease through the use of tools.
All right. Defendant, Please provide your counter argument.
You are missing the obvious advantages in being tall. You're adding extra steps to solve problems when the problem can already be solved by having this advantage in the first place. When you look at a leader, you see them as tall. When you want somebody problem solved, you go to somebody who is tall.
All right.
Attractiveness, a lot of the times, is centered around the person's height.
With those opening statements being made, prosecution, begin your argument.
When we look at the advantages and disadvantages of being tall versus short, I see a lot more disadvantages that you can't realistically deal with in being tall, ranging from increased medical issues such as gravity doesn't like you, your back is going to suck, your feet are going to constantly hurt, not to mention you can't really fit into smaller spaces, and generally it's going to be more expensive because you're not only going to generally eat more, but your clothes are going to be higher sizes and shoes are going to have to compensate. Meanwhile, when you're short, you have generally less medical issues. You can fit in small spaces if you need to. If you need to reach high up, stepping stools and the such exist and are widely available and not exactly expensive. Not to mention clothes, cheaper. Overall, there just seems to be more advantages to being short. And as for the appearance thing, that is society. And depending on where you are and what people believe, that changes constantly.
Does the defense have a rebuttal to this argument?
Adding extra steps to a process just to say that you can overcome your shortcomings isn't really an argument. I can honestly already do all of these things as someone who is tall. And I can most likely fit into a small space if I really necessary. It's more about the person's skill and less about the attributes that were given. Now, if you want to come from an angle of being someone who needs to be defensive and hide away by becoming the smallest you possibly can, sure, you do have a point. But when it comes to taking over this existence that you have and being in charge and making things exactly how you want them to be, being tall just gives so many more advantages. You get to see over people. You get to have prime pick of spots by either crouching, kneeling, getting on your butt, or standing. You can reach things without tools. You are looked upon as someone to be feared. Or respected, depending on who you are.
Objection!
Your Honor, Ooze, how do I do I get into the thing? Do I have to go hold it or object or just wait?
Either or, you can.
You can just do anything whenever.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also.
I'll let Callie. Who goes first then? Because Callie was trying to do it.
I would just quickly throw something in. First of all, the current state of dating is mostly focused on being over 6 feet tall. Secondly, that if you fall from high up, landing on your back and being tall spreads out the impact better, which increases survivability.
It's true.
Also, it allows you to move over ice due to laying on the back.
Hold it. We are ignoring my primary point, which was that all of the issues associated with being short are solvable with ease. Meanwhile, the issues associated with being tall are much more difficult, ranging from medical issues with back, feet, and costs of living, all the way towards actually fitting and working with smaller environments, which, yes, it was pointed out you can crouch down or squeeze yourself into spaces, but it's far more difficult, and there's not exactly a tool to help with that. You just kind of have to tough it out and hope that your body doesn't fight you the whole way. And also with the dating thing, that is, again, objective based on location and culture. So if you're going to make the argument that tall equals hot, then you're objectifying.
Lady Dimitrescu. I may.
I would like to exempt her from this argument because
I see how
they
it
knew
is.
what they were doing. They knew what they were doing.
Also, the back issues can stem from age, but can also be increased due to us bowing down to solve the issues of being tall rather than, well.
See, that's part of my point. And as someone who has had extensive back issues throughout his life, I've realized part of it is just like having to constantly bend over and like deal with gravity existing.
But we're gonna come. Oh, hold on. You're gonna come from an angle of I have to solve these problems, or these are things that are only going to affect tall people. When it's not, these kind of problems that you say can affect mostly tall people or have higher rates still can affect people that aren't tall. For one, and secondly, there are specific diseases and disadvantages that short people can get that tall people will never have to deal with. The overall advantage is for the tall person by not having to adjust as much.
Oh,
Also,
Ooze, shoot him. Anyways,
I would love to add that. Well, let's go to very small, where we have a dwarvism. If we have this, it's officially counted as a disability. Thereby, it's even societally accepted that it's a shortcoming, although it gives you the benefits of better parking spots.
Hold it. By this definition, gigantism is also considered a disability. And also, Darian was making the point of medical issues and how they can affect the smaller. Yes, medical issues can affect nearly anyone. What I'm talking about is incredibly increased chances. And then he went and said something about diseases that can affect shorter individuals but can't affect taller individuals. What diseases would those be? Because I have never heard of a disease that could affect someone who's shorter on average, but not someone who's taller, period. That doesn't really exist.
Anemia, type 2 diabetes, multiple bone disease, certain types of cancers.
Are you saying that type 2 diabetes, if you're tall, you're just immune?
No, I'm saying it's a higher chance of you having the effect because you have to have a different amount of glucose intake in order to not be affected by it.
That's a difference of body weight and size. Of which
body weight and size
naturally
a
person's going to naturally, of course, a person's going to adjust their lifestyle and have a specific lifestyle, and it doesn't really affect lifestyle to be that size because it is automatically adjusted. You're not going to be eating as much as a taller individual because your body just doesn't need that to function.
I'm running out of steam here. I'll be real with you. I'm running out of steam on this one because I was going to pick short too.
Okay, wait.
This is something I've actually considered multiple times.
As someone who is, I'm 6 foot. I hate it. I wish I was shorter.
Here, I have an official document, which is called. It's by PubMedia, so it's National Library of Medicine. Adult height and risks of 50 diseases, a combined epidemiological and genetic analysis. The results are height was associated with 32 diseases and genetically determined height associated with 12 diseases. Wait, give me a second. Height was associated with 32 diseases and genetically determined height associates with 12 diseases. Of these, 11 diseases showed a concordant association in both analyses, with taller height associated with reduced risk of coronary artery disease, odds ratio per standard deviation, SD, and then we have a lot of math, so I'm not gonna...
So anemia, blood pressure issues, strokes, anything that has to do with cardiovascular blood flow.
And cancer overall.
I feel like that has more to do with a person's individual lifestyle because that is defining it as because a person is taller, generally the heart and system is going to have to work harder in order to properly regulate blood flow throughout a larger body. Meanwhile, with the shorter individual, when things go wrong in that end, of course, it's going to be more noticeable because their body doesn't have to undergo all of that extra stress. So when a thing does go wrong, it's not as prepared, and that's not a downfall. That is saying that a person who's shorter's body naturally doesn't have to work as hard. And therefore, if they maintain a healthy lifestyle, that shouldn't be a problem.
That's not true at all.
Which
That they don't
applies
have
to
to
all
work.
individuals.
That's not true at all that they have to work harder. It entirely depends on that one person's macro intake and their genetics. Also, if you're considering some things, if we're looking specifically at if tall or shorter is better, you were saying that it's easier for someone who's shorter to notice these things. But if you consider that both people find out that they have some kind of crippling disease, such as cancer, at an earlier stage, there's more for the tall person to work with to fight against it than there is for the short person. The smaller incremental gains on diseases decreasing your quality of life is just way more impactful if you aren't tall.
You are arguing that because a taller individual is larger, they have more to work with, but that is not the case. A larger body has to work more in order to maintain and protect itself, let alone heal. A shorter body does not require as much nutritional intervention, physical intervention of any kind, because there's less it has to work with, and it can focus more on what it has.
Hold it!
So, as the witness, I'd like to add, yes, that is, like, I would say, yeah, true to the to the last statement. The issue I had was I found no time, since it was completely brushed over, that it was a biologically, genetically proven thing that height can correlate genetically, which means it does not fall on the individual life choice, but merely genetics. Yep, that was
Objection.
At this point, we're getting into genetic disease versus and predisposition versus lifestyle and general living, which is, while relevant in the context of genetic disposition to height, doesn't fully apply to the argument, because if we assume that one side is living healthily and one side is not, then that is disproportionate. If we assume both sides are healthy or both sides are unhealthy, then there are different issues on both sides to consider. Meanwhile, on the height side, both of them.
I just want to add something. You said quality of life. As for, well, I would actually assume, because, well, I have seen people afflicted by dwarvism, and I have seen how people look at them. Taller people are generally looked less upon like an abomination because of their mere size. There is actually a fear of short people, also, like a hysteric phobia.
Hold it. This is an objectivization based on an extreme example of being short, and is not looking at short as a whole or tall as a whole. If you're saying that by societal standards, short people are treated worse when on the extreme end, that is ignoring the advantages and disadvantages of both sides and really hardlining on a disability.
Objection!
Just like how gigantism is also a disability.
But you're trying to compare the question of which of these are better to a negative perception done by general society. But that has nothing to do with the actual relevant question of which is better, because if you're looking strictly at that, then yes, people are going to look at people who are different from them in a negative light. Not my own personal values, but you know, that's how the majority of society is. And they're going to look at this tall person as though they are quote unquote superior, at least by the masses, because they are, I don't know, better, I guess. It's kind of how people just look at height.
It's
objectivization.
Objectivization, it doesn't matter if it's done by the mass amount of society. Like, we can disagree with it, but if it's still happening and we have no control, then it's what happens.
I do not argue against objectivization as a relevant part of this, as it does influence how society looks upon a person, and that does influence quality of life and generally which would be considered better. However, we are focusing too much on standard, like how things are looked at on the internet and publicly, and not considering it's going to be different depending on area where you live and what kind of circles you're in or what country you're from. So it's not as hardline as I think we're defining it. Sure, dwarfism is going to be looked at not that great. Someone who's really tall is going to have people have certain views on them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that those things are going to be as prevalent in their life as how it's expressed on the internet would imply.
Oh, well, I went to Callie. All right, whatever. Oh, there we go. Okay,
No, it's your turn.
what you're saying is that it's going to be different from civilization, from culture to culture, but what is considered tall and is considered short will once again be different. What is tall to one, it may not be tall to the other, but if you do consider it tall, then there's still the positive there.
I'm not going to do a hold or an objection for this, just because it is a general point I want to bring up. At what point do we define tall versus short? And are we saying it's strictly just below a certain amount is short and strictly above a certain amount is tall? Or are we cutting it off at a certain point and saying below this isn't just short, that is too far? Or above this isn't just tall, that's too far?
I'll define that tall is going to be, we'll say, 5'6" and up, above
That's
the average.
The average is 5'10".
Oh, the average is
at least for the
5'10"?
US. At least for the US.
I thought the average was like 5'7".
Average height is 5 feet 3.5 inches for adult
Oh,
women.
okay. Well, I was thinking of men probably.
That's woman.
And for men, it's 5'9". We take the average 5'5". So anything above 5'5" is considered tall.
Oh.
Below is considered short.
I'm giant. Holy shit.
So we don't have a cutoff point on either, is what
No.
we're saying.
No cutoff point.
I would say
That
you're
does
pretty
raise
fucked if you were the size of an inch.
issues.
Sorry.
Yeah, I would say you're pretty screwed if you're below 3 feet. I'm sorry.
I can't argue for you in any way.
Oh, also roller coasters.
I would also say if
Size
you're
of the-
above 7 feet, oh, I feel bad for your future. You're not gonna live comfortably past like 40. Gonna be
5'10",
honest.
5'10" to 6'2" is the nice range.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's a clear like comfortable range of height where it's like being tall is good and then it gets to bad, or being short is good and then being short is bad. We're just arguing
I feel like
the generics.
we're going to extreme ends as well. Like whatever dwarfism gets brought up, though, that's like as far as it's considered a disability. That's not just short in my mind. Which, yes, I do acknowledge there are certain advantages to it that do apply, but at the same time, as we brought up, societal standards aren't always fair, because anything that is different is looked upon differently.
Yes.
Now, hold on a second there, because the prosecutor just gave his own case away. When I said that a reasonable comfortable height is 5'10" to 6'2", he agreed with me. That indeed, if he had to make the choice, he would be within that reasonable height, which is, again, by the judge's definition, above tall.
I did not agree with that section of his. At no point did I agree with his definition of between these ranges is what's comfortable. I simply stated that I acknowledge that below a certain height is indeed societally frowned upon, sadly, and that I can see the disadvantages on that side. I was acknowledging simply their argument that once you get below a certain height to the point where it is considered a genetic disability, dwarfism, there are bad parts of that because of how society chooses to look upon those individuals.
Like the tape versus
That does not mean I agree with the way he views height as superior. If you are above a certain height, that is just because society sees that as good does not necessarily mean it is, does not necessarily mean you're going to live a better life. There are still more disadvantages, both medically and with general living, with being tall than being short.
Objection!
The advantages you could have by being tall in the purview of society are way more numerous than the advantages that you could potentially have by avoiding any medical procedures or any actual things you could do without tools. You just get so much more.
Objection! It is not just about how the advantages apply, but how when you're short, there are many tools available to do everything a tall person can do with complete ease. It's not even about adding extra steps, it's just available. You know, as a tall person, you can't do anything that exclusively a short person would. If there's a space that you can't fit into, you can't fit into it. If there's somewhere you need to lean down and that hurts your back, too goddamn bad. Meanwhile, with the short person, you have stepping tools, you have all these different tools to just do that, and it's not even an inconvenience in the end.
Hold it!
What do you mean I don't have a tool in order to get into small spaces? I have the short person to do it for me! I'm the tall one, I can force them to do it for me. They have no choice.
Hold it! That's called slavery and or coercion. If you are forcing an individual to do something they don't want to do, and in the end, you're still not the one doing it. You're having the short person do it because you acknowledge you are incapable. And whenever your short person asks a tall person to do a tall person thing, that's them being lazy because they don't want to go grab a stool, which is easily available.
We never said that the tall person was incapable. We just said it was more difficult for them. Whether or not they could actually perform the task isn't the question here. They can, it would just be easier. And there are less things that this applies to.
Incapability and difficulty are in the same scale in the case of this argument because I am simply making the point that they are not able to do it in the ease of access that a short person would be able to. It is not just about whether or not they physically can or can't, but whether or not it would be healthy or safe for them to do so, let alone comfortable.
Hold it!
I will let the defense make a one final closing remark before I
We're
make my
trying to
judgment.
compare. You were trying to compare things that aren't equal. The one major problem they have of being unable to get into a small space does not compare to the many other things that a short person would have to get extra help for. This one
Such as?
inconvenience, such as not being able to get into a small thing, as compared to getting something on the top shelf, preparing a certain way in society, etc., just aren't in the same vein. You have one to many. That's it. I'm done.
I mentioned for getting things on tall spaces, there are a variety of tools, and as for societal views, we've already gone over. There's not really much you can do about that. That's just kind of like, there's not really much you can argue against when it comes to societal views because we have no control over that. That is how the masses choose to view something, despite the fact that it is purely objective.
And with that, I will make my final ruling. The court rules in favor of the defense that it is better to be tall in this current age of society than it is to be short.
Poor baby.
Good day.
Simply because it is easier to find a date.
I'm opening my own law firm, Horses and Hay. Please, if you like my defense or my prosecution, I'm open for any new cases.
I feel like the linchpin was definitely society thinks short people are yucky.
Are icky.
That means
we think they're weird.
I didn't want to play that card, but I had to because I had nothing else.
Yeah, I can't even argue against it because sadly it's just true.
That means that bringing us to a close for our game today, we have The first argument being won by Callion with 1 point. The second argument being won by Darian with 1 point. And the third round being won by Darian yet again with 2 points.
I'm the loser. Where's my dunce hat?
I would like to
I've earned
attribute
it.
this win to Kalyan because he absolutely filled time for me for a little bit there until I had an actual argument because I would have initially gone with short.
Let's just share the first place. I still think that there are more doors than wheels in the world, but
It was Callion randomly bringing up short people aren't dateable.
I had an argument that I'm surprised you never brought up for the doors. You never brought up hotel rooms. Like hotels in their anxiety. How many hotels exist in the world? How many doors are in a hotel?
I talked about buildings. I legitimately dropped the word skyscraper. What do you want from me?
You didn't push on it though. Anyway, I appreciate the win. Thank you very much. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Me too.
I will be back someday to get my win. Someday.
Okay. It only took me 3 of these to actually get one.
Well, thank you everybody for attending tonight. We had a blast, didn't we? In fact, we all learned a lesson here. It doesn't matter what you're arguing about, as long as you can make up enough bullshit about it to win. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Doesn't matter what we argue about. It's all stupid. It has no point.
There is no point.